All right, welcome back to another episode of the Denway Podcast. So, I got my boy Chuck Swafford here, and I got to apologize to him. I'm already off to a bad foot. I'm late. I couldn't get my equipment working, but we all set up now, so I think we're going to enjoy ourselves. But as you notice, we're at OCL, Ocoee Cigar Lounge here in Cleveland, Tennessee, and I've had a lot of interviews here. And I'm fortunate enough to have Chuck Swafford. He is a co-owner of Ocoee Cigar Lounge. We're going to have a chance to talk to him and see how this place ended up being.
Thank you, Luke, for having me on here.
Oh, for sure. It's a long time coming, right?
It's been a long time. I didn't think you wanted me on your show. I didn't think you wanted me on your show.
Oh, man, I always did. And I feel like I asked, but I think I asked you and Abu and then I can never get you and Abu, so.
Oh, okay, yeah. Everybody wants me and Abu. We're a team. We do better together.
So I'm like, well, if I could have one of y'all, I mean, usually I see you more, so I'm like, I got to have you on there and I can chop it up with you and we could talk about the lounge. We could talk about, Boys and Girls Club and things like you do outside of, Cigar Lounge.
Okay, that'd be great.
Outside of the Cigar Lounge.
And we can smoke a cigar?
Sure, man. So, for some of y'all don't know, Chuck has a YouTube page. And a couple years ago when I first started coming here, I was invited on.
Right.
And I got to do this. So this is kind of like a nostalgic feeling for me right now, to smoke a cigar. And now I'm doing the interviewing now, and he's answering the questions.
I'm your guest.
Yeah, but yesterday I just recorded my 100th episode for the podcast.
Nice. Who's your guest? Who's your 100th guest? You have to remember that.
My 100th guest was a girl named Paula. I met her last year at a Podfest in Orlando, and I had her on my show. She had me on her show, and then she had me on her show. Hold on, I'm sorry. She had me on her show, and then I had her on my show. I got confused. She was like, I forget how the conversation happened, but she was like, you should have me back on for your 100th episode, and I can interview you, And I was like, you know what? That's a good idea because a lot of times I do a lot of interviewing, but a lot of people don't know about my personal life or things about me. So I hit her up and I was like, I got the 100th episode coming up. You still interested? She was like, yeah. So we did it yesterday and had a good time, man. It was fun. She interviewed me and put me in the hot seats.
I know you was ready.
Yeah, I was ready. But I told her, I was like, I'm a little nervous. I know you a little edgy sometimes, so you can come with some questions. My mama listened to it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I recently just had your cousin Lily on.
How'd that go?
It went well, man. We talked about truck dispatching and things like that and a lot of business. It's always good to catch up with him and chop it up with him, too.
Yeah, we have some entrepreneurs in our family. I guess it's in our blood.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. I'm going to start off by asking you a little softball question. Where you from?
Cleveland, Tennessee.
Cleveland, Tennessee.
I'm from the land.
The land.
People ask me where I'm from. I say, I'm in Nashville or somewhere else. They say, where are you from? I say, I'm from the land. They say, where? I said, Cleveland. They said, Cleveland. They think Ohio. I said, no, the good one. Cleveland, Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee. And it's funny because, like, I was on, I have a CPAP. I ordered. So I haven't ordered from them in a while, and I moved. And when I ordered from them, they sent it to my old address. So the girl, I had to tell her like 5 times. It was like, no, it's not. It's not Ohio. It's Tennessee.
Right.
She's like, what is it again? It's Tennessee, not Ohio. Yeah. She's like, oh, I just, I guess in her head just process.
Yeah. She wasn't listening. That's what it was.
Yeah. So I think we are the good Cleveland,
We are.
But it's all good. So yeah, you're from Cleveland. You lived here pretty much your whole life. And growing up, you was an athlete, right?
I was. I went to Cleveland High School.
Okay.
Played football, baseball, basketball, ran track, wrestled.
You did a jack of all trades, huh?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. It was good for me. Keep me busy, keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
I benefited from being a part of athletics.
So, kept you out of trouble. Were you good at school? Was your grades good?
My grades were average.
Average?
They could have been better.
Mm.
But if it wasn't for athletics, they'd probably been even worse.
Yeah.
I knew I had to get those grades in order to participate.
And so with that, it give you any college experience?
Yeah, I went to Middle Tennessee State University.
Okay.
We refer to it now as Middle Tennessee.
Yeah.
On a football scholarship. Played there 4 years. Enjoyed it. Met a lot of great people. Got a lot of experience in life there. So it's one of the best things I've done.
That's what's up. You go Greek?
I did. I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity.
That's what's up.
Blue and white. You know I love that blue.
Yeah, you do. They call you Blue. My bad. Better known as Blue.
Yeah, my nickname is Blue. Cleveland High School Blue Raider, Middle Tennessee State Blue Raider.
That's what's up.
My fraternity's blue.
So what was your, if you got a memory that you could share on the podcast, what was your favorite college memory? Would it be football, in Greek, or?
A little bit of both. I say the college experience as a whole would be my best memory.
Okay.
The people that I've met along the way are still friends of mine. I mean, you met a few of them. They come down. They support we're in Cleveland, Tennessee. We have people coming from Memphis, from Nashville, from Atlanta. Guys that I met in college to come support us here in Cleveland, Tennessee.
It's always been cool. And I know we went up. I can't remember your guy's name in Murfreesboro.
DeJuan Buford.
I think that's
the one. You talking about the cook?
No, got the Cigar Lounge.
Oh yeah, Charles Treese.
Yeah, we went up there and supported when he opened up and everything. Yeah. Going down there, that was a cool experience.
He's my fraternity brother also.
Yeah, so that's cool, man. It's always good to support and have that lifelong brotherhood with you and everything like that. So, what position you playing?
In high school, I was a running back.
A running back?
And outside linebacker.
Oh, okay. So you like to hit?
Love to hit. Mm-hmm. I was too small to be out there playing an outside linebacker.
Real.
But in college, I was a defensive back.
Okay.
Play corner, play some safety.
They say that's one of the hardest positions to play.
I would agree. It is. You out there by yourself. You out there by yourself. You mess up, everybody sees it. You can't hide. It's not like the interior line. Somebody mess up, nobody can tell who messed up.
Yeah.
But if you're a defensive back, you get burnt, everybody sees it.
Everybody sees it. So you still root for Middle Tennessee to this day?
To this day. I'm a big Middle Tennessee fan.
I know here at the Cigar Lounge, everybody's got like their own different teams. We got people from Memphis, a lot of volunteer fans. We got some Bulldog fans. Some Saturdays in here is like
some Bama fans.
Yeah, it's a crazy show here. Some Saturdays.
Saturdays, right? We have a good time, don't we?
For sure. I'm gonna get the cigars and stuff like that, but like, I know you do a lot of work with the Boys and Girls Club. Can you tell me how you got into that?
I grew up in the Boys and Girls Club. When I first went to the Boys and Girls Club, my cousins and my friends, we started going at 6 years old. And we would walk from East Cleveland Apartments, which is out on Highway 64 going toward Polk County. We would walk from there to the Boys and Girls Club, which is down on 3rd Street, which is close to Key Street or South Lee Highway.
That's a long walk.
But we would do it every day. It would be sub temperatures. It'd be plus temperatures. You know, that sun burning. We would run, and then when it was cold, we'd run. That's back when the Olympics was really, really big. Mm-hmm. So we would run as if we were long distance runners. You know, almost like a race, not knowing that was getting us ready for later life events.
Yeah,
for I become a good athlete. That contributed to it. Running back and forth, riding bikes, racing each other. And you asked me about the Boys and Girls Club. I started at 6 years old. We played baseball, football, basketball, wrestled, tumbling, everything you can think of. We did cook, played board games, pool, everything that you can imagine. We did it at the Boys and Girls Club. The gentleman there that was over it at the time was General Tucker, Mr. Tucker. He took care of everyone. He went beyond the scope of what, someone that running a Boys and Girls Club would be. He was like a father figure. big brother figure. He took care of everyone. And I went away from school, and when I come back as a grown man, I remember those experiences, and I got back involved with the Boys and Girls Club on the board level. So I've been a member of the board now for around 20 years.
Oh, cool. That's what's up.
I serve now in the capacity as the board chairman.
At the what?
As the board chairman.
Okay, cool. I think it's very important to give back, like, those experiences you had as a child. And get nostalgic, feeling like you kind of like hit a nostalgic tone in your voice when you're talking about doing long distances and doing all these things. So why not have the next generation growing up feel that same way?
Yeah.
Be happy and taken care of. And now in the world, nobody's gonna be doing that. From the way you traveling and running and getting to the line, getting to the Boys and Girls Club. Yeah. Ain't no kid doing that now.
No, they're not doing it now. They're doing what we did physically. They're doing it now with their thumbs.
Yeah.
And their minds. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that they're not getting the same level of preparation as far as the stamina, athleticism, the way we got it. Yeah. That we would go run, like I said, we run down there, and then we would play all day. Or we had football all day. Or
so y'all was going home sleeping good.
So when we run home, and then we sleeping good.
That's what's up, man. I like that, giving back to the community. What other things you're a part of? Like right now, I'm trying to figure out some things about you.
I'm a part of the 100 Black Men of Bradley County, which is an arm of the 100 Black Men of America. We have different, like 50 or 60 different branches, including the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, some other foreign areas, England. And what we do is education, scholarship. We've given a little over $1 million in scholarships.
Okay.
Through just the Bradley County.
Wow.
Arm. So we do health and wellness is another one of our things that we do through the 100 Black Men.
Yeah, I actually just became part of the 100 Black Men.
You did.
Yeah. I'm still trying to find my way in, and I've been kind of busy, and then Saturday sometimes I ain't gonna lie to you. Them early mornings be getting to me, but once I find I am not a winter person, so I don't do a lot of stuff in the cold weather. Summertime, I'm more active in a lot of things, so you will see me up and at it early in the morning. I can get up and I'm good. But that wintertime for me, but there's a lot of things that hopefully when I really get a part of an experience, like to make an impact, because I have that. Cleveland's been my home for almost the last 10 years, being here, not going to school at Lee, just being a resident. So it's like, I want to give back. I want to take pride in the community that I live in. So joining 100 Black Men, it was easy for me because y'all make an impact in the community. So
thank you.
And that's what I really want to do. And seeing you guys and other people here, being great men, be a part of that organization made me want to be a part of it.
That's cool. You just have to find your niche. Who knows? This podcast may be your niche. You may take a kid and show him how to do this, and then he may take off, and the next thing you know, he's making movies or something. It's just a matter of fitting in where you're comfortable, and then where you're not comfortable, being brave. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, and it's just I feel that, and I can't wait to really get into it and things like that. Like I just said, when I got into it, it was just a time where I'm kind of busy. I'm doing my podcast, and I got some work outside of here. Like my life kind of got busy, but I'm like, I have to be disciplined, and that's where I have not been disciplined in my life. So once I get there and I get my niche and what I'm doing, and I click, it's like, all right, now I know where I fit in. I'll be good.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, and I'm excited. I think this season of my life is.
I think this is your niche.
This is my niche, yeah. But like, how do I, outside of this, how do I make it work, or how do I fit in somewhere?
Okay. Well, you got a great voice for the for the podcast, for the radio.
That's what they say. That's what they say. So, and I'm in my element. When I'm doing this, I'm in my element, and I love talking to people, especially like when I know somebody. Sometimes it's very difficult for me, and then but I always have fun, like interviewing people that I know, because sometimes I get to know and find out things that I didn't know before the podcast. It's like a bonding moment for me. You know what I'm saying?
That's great. I enjoy doing what I do as far as the 100 Black Men, the Boys and Girls Club, because I'm helping young people. I've always been a helper, a giver, and it's something that helps me. I feel good when I know that I'm doing something to help someone else. I've seen where a lot of the kids come from and some things that they're going through, and they've been able to just be there for them in any kind of way is rewarding to me. Even when in college, in my fraternity, I mean, everybody think party, but it's more than just a party.
Yeah.
I mean, we party with a purpose.
Yeah.
The money that we would make off a party went to families. We did things like coach basketball, coach young guys, give back to families that needed food during holidays or clothes during the holiday. Someone burned out their house, we raise money for them. So I've been doing this for a long time, and it's really rewarding to me. I'm also a board member of the museum here in Cleveland, Tennessee.
Okay. So what goes on at the museum? Because I don't know too much about it.
Well, when you think of the museum, I always, first thing I think about is history.
Yeah.
Preservation. But it's a little bit more than that also. I mean, they have an event space over there. So you have several events that's going on constantly through the museum. People are leasing out the space for their events. It's becoming a wedding venue.
Okay.
So they have a cook on staff, so you can get everything you want for the museum. It's like a one-stop shop.
Okay.
A one-stop stop at the museum. Everything you want for your wedding, you can get it right there.
So they hold a lot of
the catering, the lighting, the sound, the space.
Okay.
And they have a beautiful courtyard back there.
Well, I've been past there and rode past there, and I think there was an event one time that I had when I was going to Lee University, that they had that I was a part of. But outside of that, I don't think I've ever been in there. And that was like years ago. So, things can change.
Yep, things change.
Do you ever get involved with Lee University or work with them on certain things?
Through the 100 Black Men, we had a few programs that we did with Lee University. We used to have our banquet there every year at Lee University. So, yeah, we've had a really great relationship with Lee University.
That's cool. There's a, me, like when I love a place, like I talk it up. So a lot of the kids, like I was an honorary member of Theta Delta Kappa there, one of the Greek clubs there. And I go back and they invite me to things. I go back and hang out. Some of them come here because I've talked about the place and and I'm always talking about OCL and like, yo, just come, like the vibe is cool there and things like that. So I had one guy for homecoming come down there and smoke a cigar with me here. New Year's Eve, somebody came in. So I don't deal with a lot of Lee like that, but like when I do, I'm like, man, come to the lounge, hang out with me. That's what I tell you.
Oh yeah, we have good relationships with both Lee University and Cleveland State.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I don't know too much about Cleveland State. I used to go to what is the offices back there?
The incubators?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of our friends, they come here, had an office there, so I would go there. But he's a little closer to me now, so I just got to go around the corner.
Burnside Insurance.
Yeah. Yeah, so go there, hang out if I don't see him in a while. And I think I was trying to start a business, which I'm still in, but I went up there to try to get some advice on how to, start that. But yeah. So, if I'm not mistaken, your normal job, you worked on the railroad, right?
Yeah. I worked many years on the railroad. I started out as a conductor.
Okay.
Then went in, when I finished up, I was an engineer. I worked for a company called CSX. I was based out of Atlanta.
Okay.
Took trains back and forth between Atlanta and Chattanooga. Lookout Mountain.
Okay. So, like, walk me through the process of wanting to do that. How do you get that opportunity?
Another connection. One of my fraternity brothers was working there already and asked me if I was interested. He's been trying to get me to go work there for years. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm not interested in doing that. Finally, it come to a time when that I needed to make a change. And that's when he finally told me how much money I could make. And I was like, hey, man, why didn't you tell me that first
started
time?
off with that.
Started off. I could have had about 10 years in here already. So it was good. It's good money. It's a lot of work. A lot of time away from home.
Yeah.
I mean, I was fortunate that I was based out of Atlanta, but Atlanta's close enough to Cleveland, Tennessee, and Chattanooga to where when I get a call, we have 2 hours to be there.
Yeah.
So I was close enough to when I got my call, I could leave. I would call it my grip, which is my bag and my stuff that I needed. I kept it in my car no matter where I was at. So when I got that call, I took off.
Yeah,
I was getting it,
Yeah.
So I would get on the train, bring it back to Chattanooga, get off the train, go home because it was in Chattanooga. Now the guys that I worked with, they were considered away from home because most of them live in the Atlanta area.
Okay.
So they go to the hotel. So when we get a call again, I'd go back to Lookout Mountain, get on the train, take it back to Atlanta, which could be 4 hours or it could be 20 hours, just depending on how things were running. And then it would depend on how I was feeling, if I was tired or if I was feeling good. If I was tired, I'd go to the hotel and I'd stay in Atlanta. But if I felt good, I could drive back home and sleep in my own bed.
Yeah. That is fortunate. And that makes a big difference when you can be comfortable in your own bed sometimes.
Yeah, it's great for relationships also.
Yeah.
It was more the relationship thing than my...
oh, for sure, yeah.
Because we stayed in a nice hotel down there. And I thought it was beneficial for me to come back.
And for me personally, I don't sleep good if I'm not in my own bed sometimes. I'm already like I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm very restless sometimes. So like being in the bed or waking up somewhere where it's not familiar at first, it messes with me sometimes. So
yeah, I sleep like a rock. My foot can be on fire, and I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna put that out. Let me go ahead and sleep. I'll put that out when I wake up.
I take care when I wake up. I feel that, man. So talk about relationships. You have kids and things like that?
I have a daughter. She's 27.
Okay.
And I have a son that is 7. Well, my daughter's 26 and my son is 7.
That's a big age gap right there.
It is. I'm on my second marriage. My previous wife, my daughter's mother, she passed away. So that's another reason, man. I want to get back with, like I said, relationship. That includes my daughter. I want to spend time with her.
I get that. I understand that, definitely. I don't have kids, but like I enjoy watching my people, be fathers, especially in I won't say a time, but like especially like with black men, they always say that we're absent.
They say that,
but it's not true.
It's not true.
Yeah.
When I grew up, the guys that I grew up with, their fathers were in their lives. And if their fathers weren't in their lives, other black men were in their lives.
Yeah.
My mother and father was married for 48 years. And my dad always been in my life, And even him in my life, his friends were in my life. His black males were in my life. We had another guy we called him Daddy Buck. His son, Buck Davis. He'd come by, pick us up, and we go play baseball.
Yeah.
Different places, and then we had guys that coached us that were black. The other guys that were black, guys that worked with us and at the recreation centers that were black.
Yeah.
So that's from my standpoint, from what I've witnessed, and I've lived a long time.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's true. I mean, obviously, I think in some situations that may be true. There's always exceptions.
Yeah, it is. In some instances, it is true. But in some instances, in the other races, in other cultures, in other neighborhoods, it's also true.
Yeah.
But they only shine the light. But the light is shine more on us.
Yeah. So that's another question. Like, is there any pressure because of the light is shining on us a little bit more than other races?
No, it come natural to me because that's what I saw. That's what I grew up with. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand how anyone wouldn't want to be a part of their child's life. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine not being a part of my daughter or my son's life. I mean, it's just there. It's in me. Mm-hmm. And I've gotten compliments, and I'm thinking, why are you complimenting me? This is what I do. This is what I'm supposed to be. Yeah. And there's other guys that the same way. It's not just me.
I feel that. I mean, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Being raised up like that and seeing how you're supposed to be, and yeah, the standard, how you're supposed to hold yourself up as a man, like that's a big thing.
It's important.
But you're right. Like even if your actual father wasn't there, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of men out there that could.
There's other men that stand in the
mentor you and keep you. No matter if you like going to church, people. I've always had somebody there, and even if I couldn't call my own up, mm-hmm. I call somebody else up to give me advice. And even now, like I'm about to be 40, I can still, here at OCL, I can still
right, both white and black.
Yeah,
yeah.
Now depending on the situation, one group
there's limitations.
Relate more.
Yeah, true.
I think I've always done a good job putting myself in situations where I could look for advice with older men. And this place is no different. And I think I could transition. I think I'm going to transition to some of OCL, Ocoee Cigar Lounge. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about like the beginning of Ocoee Cigar Lounge. How did it come about?
I tell this story all the time. I was working on the railroad. Mm-hmm. And we would go up and down the tracks. The guys, you're not supposed to smoke on the engine. Mm-hmm. But the guys would put out their cigarettes. I didn't even smoke cigars at the time. Mm-hmm. I didn't start smoking cigars until I was in my 40s.
Oh, wow.
But I'd always, even as an 18, 19-year-old, I'd get cigars sometimes and I'd keep having it in my mouth.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't smoke it, just for the look. My dad had a couple of guys named, his best friend name was Papa. And Papa always had a cigar. And then my friend, Demetrius' dad, he's a truck driver, kind of burly. He always had a cigar in his mouth. His name was Gilbert.
Yeah.
And he talked with that voice, So to me, it was manly. Yeah. So I was attracted to the cigar. Mm-hmm. But being an athlete, I didn't want to smoke it. Mm-hmm. So I was on the railroad when I smoked my first cigar. I was sitting at the hotel. And let me go back. I smoked my first cigar. I tried to smoke my first cigar playing golf with a guy, one of the managers. They were just passing out Cahiba cigars. Mm-hmm. And I'm playing golf, and I tried to smoke that thing, man. I was hitting the ball backwards between my legs, going up, hitting people's houses. Yeah. I was swinging like baseball and missing the whole ball. I didn't know what was going on. Mm-hmm. Next day, they were like, man, that cigar head, you tore up, didn't it? And I didn't know. I was just thinking I'm playing bad. Mm-hmm. But man, I couldn't hit the ball. But I didn't actually start. It was many years after that that I actually started smoking cigars. And I smoked my first one. It was like midnight. I waited until the clock was about to hit on New Year's. It was New Year's Eve.
Oh, wow.
And I smoked it at that time. And that was my first cigar. I guess that's 2010 maybe.
Oh, wow. That was around the same time I moved here. I went to school at Lee around that time. 2009, actually. I'm just, how long has this place been open now?
We've been open for 6 years.
6 years. So I've probably been coming about four out of the 6.
We opened up in 2019.
And I kind of knew about this place. I had a buddy that smoked cigars. And I came in here a couple of times, especially like during COVID. And he would come and get a cigar, but he would leave. And so I didn't know too much about cigars. Yeah.
We try to educate.
Yeah, I know about Black and Miles and things like that. I'm like, that's not cigars, but he would go smoke and we'll sit and chill and hang out. And one day he invited me again, and with a couple buddies here. Mm-hmm. So I came, hung out, and that was like my first really introduction to being at OCL.
How did you feel when you come into OCL? How were you treated?
Man, I feel good. Like, so I think of the show Cheers. When you come in, everybody knows your name.
Right.
You know, when you come in, like, it feel like everybody greets you. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it make you feel good. Like, it make you just want to go back out, and then I'm just gonna roll right back in.
Is that what you expected?
Yeah. So when I first started coming here, it made me really feel good, and I'm big on like first impressions and things like that. So it's like, yo, it made me feel some type of way. So like, even because I didn't even, so it took me probably like 5 to 6 months to come in here before I even smoked a cigar, and nobody never made me feel any type of way about not smoking cigars. Like, you smoking? Nah, I'm good. All right, then leave me alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until one day, because I'm watching, you know, I'm trying to do my research. I'm watching how people do stuff, and so I'm like, I got to learn. I see this, and I'm fascinated by this, but like, I ain't ready for it yet. So one day, we sitting here, and Buddy Durant's been on the podcast before. He like, I got a cigar. It's not, because it was the day before my birthday. I think I was turning 37 the next day, and he was like, it's not a strong stick, and it's not very expensive. It's an inexpensive stick, so if you don't finish it, it's fine. So I smoked it. I enjoyed it. I'm like, oh, I could do this all day. So I enjoyed it. So, but the next time I got a cigar, that it put me on my, it like, bro, I fell out my wheelchair.
Oh God. you have to have some food on your stomach.
Yeah.
Yep. Always put some food on your stomach. And go slow with it. I go slow with it. I'm a slow smoker.
So I try to be a slow smoker sometimes, and sometimes, like, if I'm thinking about it, I will. But if I'm not, and sometimes I'm just there, and I gotta actually tell myself, or I gotta actually put the cigar down.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen my cigars. That's on the Indian, and that's it. Yeah. I'll put it down for a while, and then come back to it. You know, but you asked me how did I get started?
Yeah.
On the railroad, guys would smoke their cigarettes. I can't stand cigarettes, and it bothered me. So I started lighting up a cigar. A lot of cigarette smokers didn't like cigars,
which is weird.
Yeah. So I would light a cigar. It's just different smoke, and then we would go down the tracks, and guys that are with me, oh, you smoke cigars, so they start smoking with me. So we would go down, we would working together, smoking cigars, you know, like a mobile cigar lounge. And I would always talk about opening up my own cigar lounge. For a couple of years, I'm talking about I want to open up my own cigar lounge. One guy's like, Swafford, you ain't gonna open up no cigar lounge. I went out on medical, and then my cousin, Abu Swafford, he called me out of the blue. Said, hey man, I want to open up a cigar lounge. And that's all it took right there was him to give me that call. And I was like, let's go. And he and we did not look back. He was going to open it. I just threw myself in there with him.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, we didn't look back. We had everything planned. I mean, we went here. We did not look back. I mean, everything just fell into place. We had the name, the logo, and everything before we even found this place.
Oh, really?
And our place just happened to be on Ocoee Street.
Yeah.
And we already had the name Ocoee Cigar Lounge, you know.
Quick little story. My mom, like, she doesn't know, like Cleveland, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So we say Ocoee. And something like, I don't know if she does it on purpose now, but she said Ocoee. Like, if she's like mapping something up and she said Ocoee, it bothers me so bad. I'm like, Mom, it's not Ocoee. Like, why you saying that? Stop saying that. So I don't like now. I don't know if she like does it to like bother me or knows it frustrates me, but she would like say Ocoee, and I'm like, once again, it is Ocoee, not Ocoee.
Ocoee.
I know you're not from here. I'm not even from here, but it's Ocoee.
Well, we named it Ocoee to include the region. This whole region is the Ocoee region.
Yeah.
And if you notice our logo, it has the chief in it. And that chief sits out front in front of the museum.
Yeah.
So we have that. We want to include Cleveland, Tennessee. So we want to include the region. We want Cleveland, Tennessee to be a part of it. We want to pay homage or show respect to the natives of this land.
For sure.
The Indian. So we got the arrows on there. The room that we're sitting in now is called the Wild Apricot.
Yeah.
Which Ocoee means wild apricot in the Cherokee language.
And I just found that out because I was asking because I see the sign on there, wild apricot, and they was telling me about that. And I was like, oh, I never know that.
Yeah. So everything we did with purpose. So here we are.
Here we are, man. So like, I talked about the vibe and how I felt when I came in here. Like, how did y'all get that? Because it's really the owners, it's really y'all that set that standard of how we should, the customer service. Because, and the one thing I like about it is you call people teams. It's a teamwork. Teamwork make the dream work, right?
Right. The guys that work for us, we don't call them employees.
Yeah,
we call them teammates. This is one of my teammates here. Brandon, is one of my teammates. Jonathan, one of my teammates. Will. And that's how we do it. One of our other cousins helped us. She was very instrumental in us getting going. Jackie took care of us. She's anything we needed done, we call Jackie. She take care of it.
Yeah, that's what's up, man, and that's important.
And we want to always mention her. She's a very big part of who we are and what we become.
For sure. Yeah, I like Jackie, Miss Jackie. I call her Miss Jackie.
Yeah, most people do.
Yeah,
most people
I call her Miss Jackie. I got a lot of respect for her and things like that. So she's a strong lady, and I would like to definitely have her on the podcast one time talking. I think she got
she'd be great.
A story to tell and things. And she does stuff like, I know for like Thanksgiving one time she brought me some food for Thanksgiving. She's like, what you doing? She's like, I got some food I'm gonna give them. Run past your house. I'm like, all right, bet.
Good. She can cook.
She always, she always makes sure I'm straight. Even now, I seen her the other day outside here. Got a chance to chop it up with her. Things like that for a minute. That was good. So, what is your role necessarily like here at Ocoee?
Owner. That's my role. Abu's his role. Owner. And I'll say this: Abu's the perfect business partner. The two of us, man, we think alike. Abu will say something, man, I was thinking the same thing. Or I'll be like, hey, man, we need to do this. He's like, dang, man, I was just about to send you a text. I'm talking about text messages. We was up 2, 3 in the morning, send each other text messages. Hey, man, I found some furniture on Facebook Marketplace, back and forth. Before we got started, that's how we operate until we got everything we wanted.
So yeah, that brings up, and I want to talk about the excitement, but also like for anybody that's listening that wants to start a business or anything like that, like it's very exciting. Like you're talking about the excitement. Yeah, I found this, I found that. Everything's coming together smooth. But talk about, was there any times you felt discouraged about it? Was there any times you was like, I actually don't know if this is going to happen?
In the very beginning, I mean, we ran the race to win it. And at the same time, you're like, there's a chance we might not win, but we're going to run to win, And I say that because in the beginning, we got everything in place. We did everything we were supposed to do. We wasn't sure if we were going to be able to get the reps in. I built relationships with the reps. We did, and they come, and other reps talked about us to other reps, and everything kind of fell into place. And I'm telling you this, just in the beginning, we were like, when we first made that first $100 day, we were like two little kids. Man, we got $100. Right, we got $100. We were so happy to get $100 on the register. And then we look back now like, hey man, remember how we were happy to get $100 on the register? It's funny to us now.
Yeah, but at the same time, like when you see that made that $100, you celebrate that. You're like, oh, I know we could do it. We see it now. We could do it. So we could turn that $100 into $200.
We upset now when we're not over 1,000. We upset now. That's when we start laughing. Like we upset about $1,000. We don't have $1,000 a day, and then we was so happy to have that $100 day.
Yeah.
But things change,
For sure. So, a lot of businesses went out of business during COVID.
Right.
And
we opened up in 2019.
Yeah, this is a cigar lounge where people sit and smoke cigars.
And there's been a few lounges that opened up that went out of business also. I think what helped us, one, we knew what we wanted. We didn't veer from what we wanted. We took our time putting things into place while we were still moving fast, but we didn't go out and spend a bunch of money on furniture. We chose to go to Facebook Marketplace to find those deals, which saved us money. We did things like that. We wasn't trying to look great to everyone by spending a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So we were really tight on the cash that went out. So when money come in, our overhead wasn't a lot. So that little bit right there helped. But the main thing, what really saved Ocoee Cigar Lounge, what protected Ocoee Cigar Lounge was our customers.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys wanted cigars. And we would, while we wasn't open, someone would call. We would get them a box. They pay for it, hand it to them at the door, or take it to them out to the car.
Yeah.
And then they would go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we operated.
Which around the corner, get us a little restaurant around the corner. I'm sorry, I can't remember their name right now.
Cafe Roma?
No, not Cafe Roma. On the other side,
Gardener's Market.
So I remember, I like to go there for lunch and things like that sometimes. Yeah. They had to drive the drive-through window out there, and they used that. And I was like, this is such a good idea. And it was like, it helped them through, the COVID time. And there was a cobblestone right here where Lester's is.
Yep.
They went out of business, and I was mad because that was one of my spots, man. Like, you could always catch me because I worked at Walmart. So like on my days off, or if I had to work nights, sometimes I go in there and get some breakfast or lunch or something like that. So when they went through what they went through during COVID, they shut down, and I was very sad about that because that was one of my favorite places.
COVID canned a lot of businesses.
But I'm glad. Well, first of all, I'm glad that y'all it didn't happen to y'all, because I would have never even been into cigars if y'all shut down before I had a chance to get into cigars.
You can thank our customers. You can thank our customers for that. They wanted their cigars, and we provided them.
Customers are always good. Like I said, I talk about this place, all the time.
There's no telling who you're going to meet in here.
Yeah. Talk. Well, you probably can't tell everybody, because I know sometimes people come in here.
Yeah, there's some confidentiality, but there's some people. We've had a guy that was over the DEA. I mean, the entire Middle East. He ran the whole Middle East.
Yeah.
And he retired here in Cleveland, and he wants cigars, and he comes here and hang out with us. We got other guys that come in like that. U.S. Marshals that just walk by.
Yeah.
From Texas, and then we got one of our.
I just had him on the podcast.
Oh yeah. We had an assistant attorney general come in and spend 4 hours with us.
I remember.
Smoke cigars and hung out with us, talked to us about what was going on with the cigar industry. About, they were trying to ban flavored cigars, at one point, and he talked to us about that. I mean, there's builders, doctors, lawyers. We do not reveal the doctors that come here because of the profession, but you name it. We bus drivers and railroaders.
It don't matter your profession.
It don't matter your profession. We've had guys that come in off the streets, homeless guys that come in off the street, want a cigar and had enough money to buy a cigar. Guess what? We treat him the same as we treat those other guys I just named. long as he's respectful, we're gonna be respectful to him.
Yeah, for sure. And I know even coming here, the opportunities I got in my personal life is crazy just by coming here and smoking cigars with people.
Yeah, a lot of money exchange hands in here.
Yeah,
a lot of business cards exchange hands in here. A lot of phone numbers.
All right, man.
You need your roof worked on. We got a roofer.
Yeah,
need some gutters. We got that.
The marketability. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's big time in this place. And I've been to a couple other lounges since I've been smoking cigars. I'm always gonna be biased. I'm gonna say that, but it's nothing quite like OCL.
Thank you.
I feel like a lot of people try to imitate, especially the customer service and the vibe that you have in this place, where it's like you feel like family from the first time you come in here.
That's great.
And then like the second time you come in here, like you family, hey, go ahead and make yourself a plate.
Yeah. Hey, you know where the drinks are. Go get it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's cool. And I always show my appreciation by telling people. I can't tell enough people about this place. I'm doing my job, but like
we appreciate that. You're an ambassador for the Ocoee Cigar Lounge. We have several of them. Our hours are from 12 to 8 normally. That's our normal hours. On the weekends, we usually stay at 11. But those are our hours on the books.
Yeah.
But it's the Monday night football, especially football season. We might be here Monday night football until the end of the football games or basketball games or World Series.
Yeah.
Boxing, fighting. We've been here on the weekends till 2 a.m. So last night, we closed at 8. There was a couple guys called Brandon and wanted to come in and smoke a cigar. Brandon stayed with them. Even though we're supposed to close at 8, we didn't leave about 10.
The place is special. I wish a lot of places was like this place, because I think part of the world would be a better world if places, people, I can't even talk. If people were like this outside.
If society mimicked what we have here.
Because I'm like, man.
I walked in one day and I looked, I said, that's the United Nations. We had an Asian guy, we had a Puerto Rican, we had a Cuban guy, because Frank was working with us. Mexican. We had a couple white guys, a couple black guys.
Yeah.
We were all in here together.
Just laugh and have a good time.
Yeah. And a guy from Australia.
Yeah. And we, for the most part, we have a good time, man. Enjoy each other's company. And I like that, man. And keep doing it. I know in April you got is it the 7th? If it's gonna be
it'll be 6.
It'll be the 6th year.
Yeah. We've actually been 6 years now, but we celebrate it in the first weekend of April.
Yeah, so
it's April the 5th will be our 6th-year anniversary.
Yep, I'll be here. If y'all live in Cleveland, come out, hang out.
We'll have cigars. We'll be giving away gifts, door prizes. We'll give away. We'll have food.
Do something like come out, just hang out.
There'll be people up and down the streets. People in the front, the back. We got a new addition in the back now. We can sit out back.
Yeah, I like sitting out back.
Sit upstairs on the back deck.
That's very good. I like that. So I'm gonna start winding down, man. I want to say I thank you for your time today, sitting with me and chopping it up with me. And is there anything that you want to say that we didn't cover?
No, look, I just want to thank you for having me on your podcast. Finally, I've been wanting to get on here and just sit and talk to you, just spend some one-on-one time with you. I didn't feel big enough to get on your podcast, and I feel like I've made it now.
Well, I made it now. I had Chuck on my podcast. I made it now, and things like that. So I definitely appreciate you, man, being on here and chopping it up. And like I said, y'all do an amazing job, man. Keep it up. And
everybody love you here, man. You keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate that, man. I got a lot of love for this place, too. I can't wait till some of my family come down here and see. Because it's funny because my brother FaceTime me, like, where you at? Probably at the Cigar Lounge. You at the Cigar Lounge, ain't you? So I want them, one time when they come down here, I want them to come and experience this place and see why I spend a lot of my time here and things like that.
It'll be great. Let me know. I'll show up.
Sure. Yeah. So with that being said, man, like I said, I thank you. Okay, before I go, Is there anything, a message you want to say, like some kind of type of advice, encouragement?
No. Just go after your dreams. Whatever your passion is, go after it. Spend time in it.
Yes, sir.
And smoke a cigar.
Always smoke a cigar. Well, all right. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.